Crazy game in Los Angeles. Rockies and Dodgers. Mark Redmond hurting the Rockies and fantasy owners everywhere. Brad Penny, the pitcher, brings in Andrew Jones. It's 5-2 Dodgers, bottom one. Next batter, Rafael Furcal, up for the second time in the inning. Brings in Blake DeWitt. And it's now 6-2 Dodgers. Still in the first. Redmond still on, bases loaded. Matt Kemp. Yeah, his second look at Redmond this inning. And that's a grand slam. 5 RBIs for Kemp in the inning. He had a sac fly earlier. Redmond, his first inning, 10 earned runs, 6 hits, 45 pitches, 10-2 Dodgers. Scary moment, top 4. Brad Penny's pitch hits the home plate umpire, Kerwin Danley, reportedly in the jaw. Let's take another look. Here comes the medical personnel to check in on Danley. But as you take another look, it appears that the catcher, Russell Martin, was crossed up. Maybe was expecting another type of pitch. The 10-year Major League veteran Danley unconscious for a bit. Eventually taken by ambulance to a hospital in Los Angeles. Last report, he was conscious and coherent. That is good news. One bit of info here. Danley does not wear the hockey-style face mask. First base ump Angel Campos taking over behind the plate, top 7. Clint Barmas lines one to center, but look at Andrew Jones. Not hitting a lick, but still coming through defensively. 7 strong innings for Penny as the Dodgers get the win 11-3. More on Redmond, who had one of the strangest starts you'll ever see in a Major League Baseball game. First inning, he became just the 6th pitcher in the divisional era to give up 10 runs in an inning. But not only did he stay in for the second inning, he pitched 5 more, giving up just 1 hit and no runs after that disastrous first.
Nature's Best Arizona in San Diego. Micah Owings and company off to their best start in franchise history. Top 6 tied at 5 with 1 aboard. It's Owings doubling to right. Justin Upton scores, but Owings rolls his ankle on the bag. He was 3 for 3 up to that point, but left the game with a sprained right ankle. Diamondbacks up 6-5. Top 7. It's Connor Jackson with 1 aboard, singling up the middle. That'll score Eric Burns. We're tied at 7 and in need of extra innings. 77 degrees and sunny in San Diego. Why not play more? Bottom 13. With nobody on and 1 out, it's Tadahito Higuchi. Deep and gone. His first career walk-off homer. His first this season. Padres win 8-7. The Pods finally on the right side of an extra inning game after losing their first 3 such games this season. San Diego has now gone to extras in 3 of their last 5 home games, playing a total of 66 innings in those 5 contests, or more than 7 full 9-inning games.
Astros looking for a 7th straight win, taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Second inning, Roy Oswalt goes inside on catcher Jason LaRue and hits it. Now, next half inning, Adam Wainwright throws behind Astros catcher Brad Ausmus, and that causes problems. Now, right now, these guys are not BFFs. Tony La Russa said afterwards, hey, it happens. Astro skipper Cecil Cooper, he wasn't buying. Look at Ausmus. You rarely see him get that heated. Lance Berkman hit 2 home runs on Saturday. This one off Wainwright in the 7th. Big Puma's 23rd multi-homer game for his career, and it ties it at 3. Same score in the 9th. Wainwright, he's still in there. In a bit of a jam, but he gets Hunter Pence swinging. His 127th pitch of the game. Wainwright 9 innings, struck out 6. Bottom 9, it's Skip Schumacher. Singles to left. Cesar Esture scores, and the Cardinals win 4-3.
A's and Mariners. AL West leading Oakland getting a look at Eric Bedard. He's making his first start since April 8th. Bedard dialed in, getting Kurt Suzuki and Mark Ellis. 95 pitches, 62 for strikes for Bedard. Top 7, Mariners up 3-0. Bedard getting Frank Thomas swinging. Bedard 6 2/3, 4 Ks. Inning continues, bases loaded, 2 out. Arthur Rhodes clutch, getting Ryan Sweeney. Mariners out of a jam, top 9. JJ puts in a bases-loaded jam. A's down 2 runs. Mike Sweeney chops the short grounder in front of the plate. Jamie Burke, gorgeous. Mariners' 3-game slide is mercifully over. Ends win.
Great little game between the Red Sox and Rays from the Trop. No score, 5th inning. Coco Crisp on first. Edwin Jackson throws a wild pitch. And Crisp is fast. He goes to second. He goes to third. Crisp is at third with 1 out. 2 batters later, we got 2 outs, runners at the corner. Jacoby Ellsbury, hot shot to third. Evan Longoria makes a great stop, but you're not going to get Ellsbury. He's just too fast. That allows Chris to score. 1-0 Red Sox. Bottom 8, same score. Clay Buchholz 1 out away from getting out of the inning, but look at that. Hung a curveball to Akinori Iwamura, who said he was looking curveball. First home run of the year. Rays have won 5 straight, 2-1 over the Red Sox.
Hey, looking to win 4 straight for the first time this season. Armando Galarraga and his Detroit crew with other ideas. Top 6, Tigers up 3-0. Galarraga pitching a no-hitter, no more. Vladimir Guerrero with his first triple of the season. No, gone. Guerrero led off the 8th with a double, career hit number 2,000 for him. Top 7, Angels rally. They're on the corners for Maicer Izturis. To left center, Torrey Hunter come on home. Garrett Anderson is going to beat the throw. Halos with a 3-run 7th to tie things at 3. Bottom 7 with runners on the corners. Gary Sheffield grounds the ball to second. Eric Ibar can't catch the throw from his tourist. Curtis Granderson scores. This off of Darren O'Day. Tigers with 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Detroit takes it 6-4. Yankees and Indians. Cleveland was sights set on winning a season-high 5th straight, but you got to cool off Jorge Posada. Top 6 with the bases loaded. This off Jensen Lewis. Posada to left. David DeLucci diving, but no. Posada with his first triple of the season. He's batting .302. We're tied at 3. Bottom 6 with runners on second and third. Casey Blake, liner to third. Alberto Gonzalez doubles up Johnny Peralta. It's a top play nominee. He also went 1 for 4. Top 9 still tied at 3. They're on the corners for Derek Jeter. Hard hit to Asdrubal Cabrera, who steps on second, throws to first, ending double play. Bottom 9, Victor Martinez singling to left. That'll score Grady Sizemore. Martinez with his first career walk-off hit. Yankees have lost 3 straight. Tribe winners of 5 in a row.
The National League, Mets and Braves. Mets have lost 5 of 6. Chipper Jones sitting this one out. He had back spasm. Bottom 3, Mets are down 2-0. Carlos Beltran over the head of Mark Kotze. Andy Chavez scores, followed by David Wright. Beats the throw home. Nice slide there. Beltran ties the game at 2. Wright also had a couple of hits in this one. Tim Hudson gave up 2 more runs in the inning, lasted just 3 innings. Billy Wagner on for his 5th save opportunity, facing Matt Diaz. He chops to Reyes, makes a nice throw to first. Wagner hasn't given up a hit in 9 innings.
Ryan Howard, 6 for his last 42 with 1 homer, 18 strikeouts, the 2006 NL MVP. Back in the starting lineup and back to crushing the baseball. Top 1 was scoreless no longer. Howard abusing the Matt Morris offering. Phillies up 2-0. Top 4, Howard, though, gets caught looking at the curve. Next Howard at bat, and he'll go down swinging. Howard, a major league high 37 strikeouts this season, went 1 for 4, drove in 2 with 2 Ks. Bottom 8, Pirates down 8-4. They're on the corners for Xavier Nady. He grounds into the 5-4-3 DP, threat over, and the Phillies get the victory. Final count 8-4. Well, the Phils keep rolling on their road trip, improving to 5-1 while they're averaging better than 6 runs a game. Chase Utley and Pat Burrell continue to spur the offense. Utley's batting .440 on the trip, while Burrell has hit safely in his last 7 games. NL East leading Florida in Game 2 of 3 in Milwaukee. Prince Fielder can rake. Bottom 3, we're tied at 1. Fielder against Mark Hendrickson hits the ground, a pass to Ramirez for the RBI single. Gabe Kapler scores. Fielder with his 17th RBI. Brewers up 2-1. Top 5, it's Hendrickson against Carlos Villanueva into center field. Hendrickson is riding a career high by winning 4 straight starts, and he comes through with his first career triple, with later scoring Dan Uggla's sac fly. Florida down 3-2. Bottom 8, we're tied at 3 no longer. It's Fielder taking Raniel Pinto deep and gone. His 2nd game-winning jack in 4 days, his 4th homer of the season. Marlins NL East lead down to a half game.
Cubs and Nationals, NL Central leading Cubbies trying to put Friday's tough loss behind them. It helps when you have Derek Lee. Top 1st, got ducks on the pond. Gets through the left side. Reed Johnson scores from second, 1-0 Cubs. Next inning, Lee comes through again. Hot shot down the third base line. The Riot, Ryan Terrio scores. Lee 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. That's what they call them, right?
You just love that.
Well, I just heard that's what they call them.
That's those Baseball Tonight guys.
Oh,
They're
that's
nuts.
right. Carlos Zambrano, ERA under 2 in his last 2 starts, gets Ryan Zimmerman 5 Ks for Carlos. Cubs win 7-0.
After Friday night's thunderstorms washing out play, Orioles and White Sox playing a day-night double dip Saturday. O's won Game 1, looking for the sweep in Game 2. Top 9 tied at 5 bases loaded. Bobby Jenks against Kevin Millar. Grounder the third. Joe Crede throws home for the force out. 2 outs. Next batter, Aubrey Huff. Grounder back to Jenks, who throws to first for the out, and Jenks gets out of the ginormous jam. Bottom 9, bases loaded. Randor Beard against Brian Anderson. Anderson singling to left. Alexi Ramirez scores. Anderson's first career walk-off hit. Sox split the day-night double dip. 6-5 the final. It's time to take a look at Saturday's top plays. Number 10, Diamondbacks Padres. Bottom 13, Tadahito Iguchi. That is good wood. His first home run as a Padre, his first career walk-off jack. Padres with their first win in 4 extra inning games this season.
At number 9, this was about the only thing that went right for the Denver Nuggets. Kobe Bryant the block, but it goes right to Kenyon Martin. Nuggets are down 3-0.
Number 8, Yankees-Indians. Casey Blake seed toward third, but Alberto Gonzalez, the grab headset play to double up Johnny Peralta. Check it out. Yankees rookie tremendous, but the Bombers lose on a walk-off single.
At lucky number 7, it's sausage racing in Milwaukee, and it's chorizo nipping the Italian sausage right at the tape. He's the winner, but you know what? They're all winners in my book.
Number 6, Braves-Mets. Jose Reyes ripped toward first. Much to share. The diving stop gets Angel Pagan at the plate from his knees. Tremendous play by Teixeira, but his Braves lose at Shea 4-3.
At number 5, what a game by Josh Smith. 27 points. That block on Rajon Rondo. Al Horford, the rookie. You know, speaking of hot dogs, you did some hot dog on Saturday night. Talking to Paul Pierce, dusting off the ball.
Number 4, Orioles White Sox game 2. Brian Anderson a shot towards center. Adam Jones. He was really great with the Mariners, and he's great here. We'll show you why. He's blowing bubbles and catching baseballs. His Orioles lose, though, 6-5.
At number 3, more from the Celtics Hawks, more from Josh Smith. 27 for the kid from Atlanta as his hometown Hawks win by 9.
Number 2, Blue Jays Royals, bases loaded in the 8th. Here we go.
Great play, Pena. Long throw to first. What a play by Pena. Unbelievable.
Tony Pena Jr. saving the game. Royals win 2-1.
Number 1, Moto X Games in Brazil, best trick final. American Todd Potter. First, the nasty Superman flip. Superman. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, I just cannot get across to you how dangerous that is. Then he sticks the landing on his second run. He wins the gold. Heck, give him the silver and the bronze.
This year, they've won the last 2 Cy Youngs. The story early on, Chris Snyder, Webb's normal catcher, missed Saturday's game with the flu. Webb said he sucked it up and battled for me. He also blasted a shot off Peavy to the deepest part of Petco. Home run, Diamondbacks up 2-0. He caught all day in the 91-degree heat as well. Peavy then settles in as you expect him to do. Hasn't lost at home since last July, and he was battling to try to keep that streak going. To the 5th inning, it's 2-1, Webb in a jam, and he pitched out of a number of jams. Bases loaded, 2 out. Kevin Kuzminoff flails at the changeup. Webb jiggles off the hook. Bottom 6, and another tight spot. Bases loaded with 1 out. This time it's Peavy at the dish. 2-2. And pitcher against pitcher here, that's just not a fair fight. Next batter is Brian Giles. It's going to be a moment in the pitcher's duel when a play's got to be made. This is the one. Connor Jackson lays out, diving stop. Webb covers, gets out of it. One more look at this. That certainly would have given, well, actually, maybe Hudson gets it. Hard to say. Either way, out of this second straight bases loaded jam. Bottom 9, Brandon Lyon, Paul McNulty. That's it, and that's all. Diamondbacks win their 8th consecutive series. Fantastic battle between 2 of the game's best pitchers. And Webb getting it done early in the season. You got it.
Rays have never had a 3-game sweep over the Red Sox since they entered the league in 1998. Josh Beckett had his A game on Sunday. Struck out the side in the first. Here in the second, Does it again. 107 pitches, 70 strikes. He had great command and great stuff. 13 strikeouts. That's a new personal best for Beckett. But his team down 1-0 in the 7th. He hangs a curveball to Evan Longoria, and the 22-year-old gets his 3rd homer of the year. He's not a good hitter. He's a great hitter. Top of the 9th, James Shields pitching like an ace. The Rays have won 6 in a row. Their manager says it's a great feeling, but it's very early. Peter Gammon says this on their staying power. And Tigers have scratched their way back into the mix in the AL Central after their 0-7 start. They're 11-14 total following Saturday's win over the Angels. Justin Verlander, oh boy, Torrey Hunter deep to right. Barry Melrose always says your best players have to be your best players, and if Justin Verlander doesn't pitch, this team's not going to make the playoffs. Top of the 6th, Angels up 2-0. Hunter down the line. 2 runners score. Eric Ibar to left. Hunter and Garrett Anderson score. Verlander done. 5th start this year. He's allowed at least 4 earned runs. Only had 7 all of last year. Tigers offense against Jared Weaver, normally good. ERA coming into this game 14.14 against the Tigers. Oh, but some high mozzarella to Gary Sheffield. And the Angels, Jared Weaver, win 6-2.
For the first time in his career, Jorge Posada headed to the DL. His shoulder problems persist. The 36-year-old expected to visit Dr. James Andrews, and that name alone raises the concern surgery could be necessary. Posada called it the biggest disappointment of my career. 1 run scored between the Indians and Yanks. Who got it? CC Sabathia had just picked off Robinson Cano in the top of the 5th, and then Melky Cabrera turns on this solo shot. 1-0 Yankees. Sabathia 1-7 versus New York in the regular season, trying to change that. Chien-Ming Wong dealing. Gets Jason Michaels swinging, as Drupal Cabrera as well. Filthy downer there. Top 6, runner on 3rd. Sabathia against Alex Rodriguez. Gives him the gas face. Sabathia is feeling good about his efforts. Next batter, Shelley Duncan. He gets him 2. Pulls the string on that. 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 8 Ks. He pitched brilliantly, but Wong was just a little bit better. Strikes out Franklin Gutierrez looking here in the 7th. And then Jason Michaels takes a hack on a 3-2 pitch. Doesn't get it. And Wong moves to 5-0, winning the 1-0 ball game. Fared well against the Mets lately in Shea, and here just trying to get loose, and whoopsie, that was sort of a sign of things to come. Wild pitch here to Carlos Beltran. Jose Reyes scores. 1-0 Mets. Smoltz bumming a bit. Carlos Delgado 6 for 58, 14 Ks last 16 games. He was booed during the pregame intros. You can't really blame the fans at Shea for expressing a bit of displeasure. Well, that'll silence him. 2nd home run of the season. Smoltz 4 innings pitched. Complained of discomfort in his throwing shoulder. Said the next couple of days they'll decide what to do. That sounds kind of ominous. Delgado here, his 2nd. And this ball is just absolutely hammered. 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. They tried to get him out for a curtain call. He said he's got too much respect for the game to come out. He's only done it twice in his career. Didn't this Sunday.
How about that? While the Penguins were beating the Rangers 2-0, the Buccos were hosting the Philvines. Oh, boy, show off the floss for a month. Get that stuff out. How about Nate McLeod? He's one of those under-the-radar guys this young baseball season. How about 5 home runs? He would hit another home run later. Paul Maholm. I want to challenge them. Chase Utley is crushing the ball, and Ryan Howard's an MVP-type player. Pat Burrell's going to do his stuff. You go up against the best, and you see where you're at. Hey, he took care of Billy Crystal.
Exactly.
How tough is Ryan Howard?
A little tougher.
A little tougher, but okay. Got that
Same
in.
result, I guess.
Yeah, got that in and out. He's the little cutter that Billy talked about on Letterman. Top of the 7. Buccos up 5-1. Here's Burrow. Looks like that was a little bit off the end of the bat. It's a big left field in Pittsburgh. Jason Bay with the catch, and then top of the 9th, Chase Utley. There it is. Hit it that way. How about a complete game? How about a 2-hitter and 1 earned? 1 for 8. Howard, Burrow, and Utley. Paul, good game.
There's Backey out there on the bump. Got a 1-0 lead, but the 0-2 pitch here. Ryan Ludwig serves into right center. Rick Ankiel scores. Albert Pujols trying to give the Redbirds the lead in kind of an awkward slide. Pujols is safe. Tolles drops the ball, and Pujols gets the dish with his hand. 2-1. Next batter is Troy Gloss. He's been battling pink eye. He also hasn't hit a home run. After 87 at-bats as a Cardinal, he has left the yard, and that makes it a 4-1 game Cardinals. Pujols is all excited. Whee! Throwing his water in the air as if he just doesn't care. Then Backey Trying to pitch. Yadier Molina calls for time during the middle of the windup. Where do you think this next pitch is going? Up and in. Molina not happy. Said Backy, I can understand him getting a little upset because it was so high, but he thought he overreacted in causing such a big scene. All right, that's not Bob Gibson brushback. Bob Gibson would have put it in your ear hole.
That was a BP brushback.
Right, but Molina and Backy and Tolles is in the middle of it again, and don't touch me, and yeah.
Name that Molina.
Exactly. It's all gone terribly wrong. Bottom 7, this is a whole different situation. This is Pujols, average 376, and Albert is on the stroll. He can go ahead and walk his dogs. Home run number 5. Cards winning an event-filled weekend. They win at 5-1.
High-scoring Cubs in D.C. Ted Lilly as a Cub, normally good, 90-minute show. 15-8 last year. This year, 7.30 ERA, drop in his strikeout rate by a full K, increase in the walk rate. And here goes Willie Mo Pena to left. Nick Johnson scores. Mark DeRosa's throw, not in time, 1-0 Nats. John Lannon pitched at 4 levels last year. Started in high A and ended the season with the Nats. He was real good. Lilly can't hit either. 137 last year. And then Ryan Terrio into the double play. Lannon goes 7 strong. Nats win. They've won 5 of 7 as they win the series with the Cubs.
Every team in the National League West not named Arizona is in a big early season hole. Bottom 4 scoreless. Esteban Loaiza speaking. Well, pitchers aren't supposed to be able to hit, John. You're making fun of Ted Lilly. I mean, pitchers, Jeff, they're not all good like They're not all good like Micah Owings, but Loaiza, RBI. Dodgers lead 1-0. Top 8, Jonathan Broxton trying to get out of a jam. Troy Tulowitzki batting 157, 6-4-3 double play. The Rockies 2 for 16 in bases loaded situations early this season. 10th inning, Manny Corpus walked the first 2. And now you've got the bases loaded, and that's James Loney. That's it. That's all. Rafael Furcal comes in, and the Dodgers win it by a score of 3-2. Quietly tied for the AL West lead, playing 600 baseball. Felix Hernandez, though, was just dealing. Had a 2-0 lead, strikes out Derek Barton there. Top 7, 2 outs. Rob Bowen, nothing you can do there. 10 Ks, season high for Hernandez. To the 8th inning. Hernandez in a spot of bother. Bases loaded. Emil Brown, here comes trouble. And it was. Jack Hanahan and Mark Ellis come roaring in and tie the game at deuces. And that was it for Hernandez. Brandon Morrow ended the game. Said Bob Guerin, so encouraging to keep fighting and scratch back in and win a game like that. Jack Cuss brings in Barton. A's 4 spot in the 8th, and they ruined the Hernandez effort. They're 16-10.
First place White Sox. First place Orioles. What the?
Oreos, hon. Astros, Natty Bows.
Jeremy Guthrie. He's some go for ball issues. 5 last year, just 23 1/3. And oh boy, here we go again. Paul Konerko hitting for a low average, 218, but that's his 4th homer of the year. Bottom 6, it'll be Konerko again. Oh boy. Wow. Jeremy's going to have to get that ball down a little bit.
How is your command, please?
Jose Contreras and 3 relievers pitched pretty well for the White Sox. Only team in the AL Central over 500. They win 6-1.
Was that one team a barbershop quartet? They appeared to be. Marlins payroll under $22 million, but they lead the National League East. Wes Helms, his 4th start of the year, and he made it work for him. 3 for 5 and a home run right there. His first of the season. That's in the 10th inning. Off Seth McClung, and then bottom 10. Kevin Gregg gets Craig Counsell. That's it. That's all. Marlins win it 3-2. They're 15-10. The Marlins, ladies.
Goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my own true love.
All right, let's just do the top plays and not sing.
I was in barbershop in high school.
Were you?
Yeah.
It was Steubenville.
Yeah, that's right.
This is Brandon Fahey to Orlando Cabrera. Ay, ay, ay. White Sox win 6-1.
Number 9, what Gary Dickerson, lead singer, is to Rusty Vinyl. Marc-Andre Fleury is to the Penguins. Look at him. Former #1 overall draft pick, robbing Jaromir Jagr, who has the worst playoff beard of all time. Penguins up 2-0.
Liberty Mutual, legends of golf. Andy North, the Giza. Look at him drain the birdie on the par 5 13th. Tom Watson birdie 17, and they've won it 4 straight years. Salute, boys.
Well done. Number 7, Pistons 76ers. How did Andre Iguodala reach the rim? Woo! But the Pistons win and tie the series at 2.
Phillies Pirates. Normally we say looking at Taguchi, it's about that time, but it was never that time. Xavier Nady robs him in the 4th. Jose Bautista robs him in the 9th.
Wow.
Taguchi 0 for 4. Phillies lose 5-1.
LeBron James knows how to do it.
Great play by LeBron to take it away. And hold on, James right to the Capitol.
34 points. Cavs win Game 4 up 3-1.
Stars, Sharks. Mike Modano can still fill up a net. What a pass from Zuboff. Gucci.
Two great players.
Not a good player.
They're great players. Back to the golf. Luke Donald, par 3 17th. He hit it in the water. Drop. So this is basically, trying to get up and down for bogey. Or how about up and in for par?
1, 2, 3 the hard way.
T19 for Luke.
Stars, Sharks. It's not me, it's Roenick. Actually, it's not Roenick, it's Turco. Marty Turco.
Look at that flex.
Oh, my goodness, that's me.
Wow.
Groin shredded. Stars win 5-2, lead the series 2-0.
All right, as first reported by Jose Hernandez. Check it out. Marcus Senna. Check out the goalie after he goes for it. Watch the post. That's my favorite part of that. Zito has a clause in his contract that awards him $500,000 if he wins the Cy Young Award. The Giants won't have to worry about that bonus this year. 0-5 coming in against the Reds. They do have to pay him $116 million over the next 6 years, however. Not getting defensive help there.
Yeah, this one sort of wasn't his fault. Or at least that one.
That wasn't. But now it's 5-0.
Yeah.
And Paul Bacco hits it way there. That's your fault. 6-run first for the Reds. Edison Volquez, the guy that got